It's my pleasure to thank Sociedade Brasileira de Oftalmologia and my good friend, the president Edma Almondin, Armando Crema, Miguel Padilla, Rubens Belford, to support this very important partnership with the Italian Ophthalmological Society. This is another step, also in difficult time, and one more time I would like to express all the goodwill from Italy toward Brazil and all our Brazilian friends. My presentation is based on one of the most important topics of today, the evolution of cataract surgery, and specifically that we have to spread the correction of refractive defect and presbyopia with the cataract surgery. And this is an extract of new guidelines to adopt it in majority of the patients. Naturally, today vision is not only to restore vision, as we have learned for decades, but is something related to quality of vision, and MTF is our reference point from decades. The second point that we have to learn along the time is how is important the correction of astigmatism. Astigmatism is one of the more difficult refractive defect to overcome, and this schema provide a simple information. When you are implanting a toric IOL that correct only 2 diopter of astigmatism, is enough that you rotate your IOLs of only 8 degree, and your MTF, that means quality of vision, drop down from 100% to 0. 100% to 0 for only 8 degree rotation. So this stress how is important to be precise in detecting the real astigmatism masses. And this is a brief elencation of how were differently the IOL that we face in the last 17 years, because this is the modern evolution 70 years started. And this is a simple concept of trifocal. Trifocal is the only technology that provides distance, intermediate, and near vision. And this is, one more time, these are the characteristics of trifocal technology that was submitted and approved for 3 distances. A standard depth of focus was submitted and approved only for 2, distance intermediate, and the pinhole IOLs IC8 Acofox is based on pinhole effect. That means no need of toric correction up to the diopter, because the pinhole effect take management of that. And these are the main characteristics of the 3 different technologies that I think are the only possible implant to achieve the best opportunity to correct refractive defect and presbyopia. It's not a secondary items, the fact that meibomian glands are a key point. In this picture, you can see the dropout of 2 meibomian glands. That means difficulty in obtain perfect surface to support a perfect measurement of the most advanced biometry with anterior and posterior corneal curvature to provide the best IOL. And this is an example. We have experience to take 2 shots, and in these 2 shots, a few minutes after, we have a different result, and that creates confusion. This show that if we do not provide stabilization of a tear film and of a correction of dry eye, we can't apply stable outcomes, and so it's difficult for us to match the perfect correction of a artificial IOL in the eye. So that is to achieve this, we have to repeat more than one time, normally in difficult cases 3-4 times, biometry, to have a stabilization of the result. And that is time consuming and changing the organization. We have applied our system that consists in applying two different treatments on the patient that are submitting trifocal IOL implantation. One is the BlephEx and the other is the LipiFlow. One more time, I would like to show my experience. This is the BlephEx. BlephEx is a very simple concept. There is a smooth sponge or Merocell that round at 25 lap at for 1 minute and make an exfoliation of a lid margin and create a cleaning in the between of the eyelids and the lashes. So there is no bacteria and no other things that support blepharitis and their consequences. And this is the LipiFlow. LipiFlow means that we have two activators that provide two important results. The first is to increase the temperature from 37 Celsius degree to 42.5, so 5.5 Celsius degree more, to create a transition from the solid state of a deposit of the stratification that caused the occlusion of a Meibomian gland to a liquid state. So this temperature transfer from solid state to liquid state, and that is fundamental to provide the opportunity to clean the Meibomian glands, because the massage that the activator produce together with a little higher temperature drive the liquid that are now inside the Meibomian gland toward the duct, the external duct, and so we have the opportunity to clean everything and to recreate perfect condition to push the gland to be active 100% again. I would like to remember that when the glands are occluded, the production is decreasing of 95%. Next, here is the final schema. You see that the same patient before the treatment, 10 days, 1 month, 2 months, and we obtain only after 2 months a stabilization of the Your 700 TK outcomes to provide a perfect trifocal eye. Well, we go to the surgery. The surgery naturally needed to be clean with no side effect, as possibly always matching the perfect step, because any opening of the anterior capsule or any iris that get meiosis at the end of the surgery is an obstacle to provide a perfect centration of the ion. And we, to obtain this repeatable capsulotomy, we adopt mechanical and not manual. This is the Zepto. There are different devices like the laser Ostodurka or naturally the femtolaser that is perfectly well known to standardize the size, the shape and the centration of the capsulotomy. This Zepto device is really effective, is not expensive, is not comparable with the cost of a femto, and with a second instrument I help to match the suction. The suction start and is normally 10 seconds long, and this is what we need to obtain a perfect situation. After this, we have to release the suction, and like now, and we obtain that. This is we have applied in hundreds of patients routinely, and endothelial cell count is only in our range about 3% 6 months after the surgery, so it's not a damage of that. This is the surgical technique, and we can apply it also when the cornea is not transparent, or in white cataract is really effective because it's a microsecond needed to apply the cut, and so there is no dispersion of the white fluid that can be of obstacle with the femto. And mylope is the last adoption in difficult cases with hard nucleus, but I use standard over 60 years now. This is and the technique seems very poor, but is effective. It is important to apply slow, not to create any push, any traction, any damage. At this point, I retract the ring, and the ring divide the nucleus by 2. Every phaco needs to split the nucleus by 2, and that is with a viscoelastic. I can provide that, and the management of that is much more easy than not. Well, that is this concept I have learned by our Gimbal, and that is what we are looking for. Well, one more time, the Callisto from Zeiss is or similar device are something that I like to have to do this. The forum is also a system that helps me to collect all the data of the patient, because I have 50 papers for different exams in different time, and I need at the same time not to lose anything, not to make confusion with our patient, and that's perfect. This is my experience with trifocal. Naturally is over 400 patients. About that, the results are good. I want only to stress the fact that we have 86%, 87% of my patient that has the toric correction up to 2 diopter, and over 2 diopter are only 10% or little more. This is important because this testifies our capacity to get the gold number that at the end of the surgery we need to provide as residual refractive error not more than 0.5 diopter, because this is a guarantee of patient with high satisfaction and with zero complaint about this technology. These are about the visual acuity. That is, and finally, I wanted to share with you that studying, adding step by step. Now, for the last 2 years, we are implanting 98% of trifocal technology in our cataract patient. And it's important to remember that 65% of this implant needed to be toric. Thank you very much. These are the data of my personal experience because I submitted my own eye to trifocal technology, Zeiss technology, 6 years ago from surgeon Booker Dick, and that changed totally my vision and my life. Thank you very much for your attention.